All right, we showed you last night polling conditions in the Democratic-run city of Baltimore. Tonight, we want to tell you about another liberal city, pretty much destroyed, kind of like San Francisco, right near Nancy Pelosi's house in Los Angeles. 2020 Democratic hopefuls, they're there in Detroit this week. Yes, trying to win their party's nomination to impose the Green New Deal disaster. But what they probably won't talk about are the liberal policy failures that took place in the Motor City, now going on decades. According to the most recent data available, Detroit has the worst unemployment rate of any major U.S. city, a whopping 8.8%. It has the worst poverty rate, 37.9%. It has the second highest murder rate, only behind Baltimore, and the worst violent crime rate as well. We sent our own Lawrence Jones, our traveling correspondent, to Detroit to see what the people who live there have to say about the way their city is being run. Take a look.
So the leaders here, you think they representing the community effectively?
Who are they?
You don't know who the leaders are, right?
No.
You never see them coming around here?
No.
It's hard when it comes up campaign time to select someone. You know, everybody's talking a good game, but nobody's doing nothing.
Elected officials that promise all this change, are they delivering?
Not to me. I don't see it.
Tell me about the crime.
Oh, my God. It's horrible. We just had 5 people shot last night.
I hear a lot of crime behind me.
Homicide right behind us right here.
Yeah. Shooting always back there. My kids said, y'all hear the gunfire, and jumped on the floor, and that's where they slept. They would refuse to get back into bed because they heard gunfire back there.
Tell me about the housing situation here.
The housing is bad. It's a lot of slumlords. Like, it's too many.
With the housing going down, they need to build more rec centers, bring some more rec centers to give the young kids something to do in the neighborhoods. There wouldn't be so much crime around the area.
So you getting out of here?
Yeah.
Why?
It's time to go. Nothing's here. Nothing's here.
I feel bad. I want to go. I've been here 66 years, and I want to go.
You ready to leave?
Yeah, because I'm tired of looking at this mess.
All right, joining us now is Hannity special correspondent, investigative reporter, and also editor-in-chief Campus Reform, our own Lawrence Jones. Also with us, the CEO of the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. That would be Pastor Darrell Scott. I actually preached from the pulpit of his church. It was the worst hour you've ever heard, but I did it. I tried my best. Lawrence, let me start with you. I'm watching the people in Baltimore. I'm watching your reports in San Francisco, L.A. You've been to Baltimore. Now you're in Detroit. Those are our fellow citizens. They're suffering, and they deserve better. The question is, why are the same liberal politicians elected every cycle? Why?
That's a good question, Sean, and I don't know if it's because people aren't showing up to the polls, but it's a depressing state here. You know, I went to Detroit with my producer, without the camera crew. We come back an hour later, and it's a crime scene. A homicide happened. Within an hour of going to one location, looking at surveying it, it was already a crime scene. When mothers have to tell their kids to sleep on the floor. Can you imagine that? For the audience out there, telling your kids they belong in their bed, they should feel safe, that they have to sleep on the floor so they don't get gunfire. That is a tragedy, and like I said last night, there has to be an opening for conservatives and Republicans to go in these communities. I don't think these people care about party at this point. They just want someone to fix their pain.
You know, Pastor Scott, I got to know you. You're like a pastor in the streets. And I know because you've asked me to help whenever I could, and my answer is always yes, because I love what you're doing. You're helping our fellow citizens out. You took a lot of crap voting for Donald Trump, supporting Donald Trump, a lot. By the way, anyone who's friends with Donald Trump gets, you know, a fair share of heat. But we have record low unemployment right now for African Americans, the best employment situation since 1969. Record low unemployment for Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace. That doesn't sound to me like a racist president that doesn't care about people of other races. That sounds to me like a problem solver who's willing to call out a problem for what it is. And I think Donald Trump did the best thing that Baltimore has ever seen, because now we know how bad they've run this place.
You're absolutely right. Back in 2011, Donald Trump told me that he believed unemployment, underemployment, depressed living conditions contributed to a lot of the crime and the disparity that existed in the black community, and that if he became president, now he said this 8 years ago, that he would do what he could to address those problems, and he's doing it. But urban blight is a reality throughout America. The politicians show up every 2 to 4 years. They walk through the hood, they shake their head, they promise to come back, but win or lose, they don't come back. And what Donald Trump has done, he's caused America to examine, to address, to acknowledge that this blight, these depressed conditions exist in America, and that there has to be something done about it. And that's the reason why we formed the Urban Revitalization Coalition, so that we can address urban blight and revitalize these neighborhoods.
Absolutely. Lawrence, great job. Special correspondent, investigative reporter. Pastor, you need to keep us all in your prayers.